The earth people who can think are so frightened by those who cannot. The dead, the dead.
We're gritted in the stroke, yeah, dying on the dance floor, body to the beat like we don't live here anymore. Screaming with the dead, with the living, with the dead. If we gotta go, then we go where we stand.
Hey guys, check it out. We're live. And tonight we have a very special guest. It's none other than horror icon Ari Lehman, the original Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th. Mandy's here with us tonight. How are you, Mandy?
I'm hanging in there.
Do you see what I have tonight? I have the brand new CD from First Jason. It's called Into the Fray.
I thought that was my CD.
That's not your CD. This is the CD from First Jason featuring horror icon.
No, I was saying I thought he gave it to me. I thought it's mine. It's mine.
No, this one has my name on it. You have to get your own. But it's okay because you can actually get your own copy through the Kickstarter campaign for Foul Deeds today. So if you guys go to Kickstarter, we have a brand new campaign for Foul Deeds. We have people jumping up in the comments already. Nadira's here, DJ Lady Viper.
Hey, Nadira. Oh, Heidi's here.
Heidi Meekak. Patricia's here. She's telling everybody, go to Kickstarter today. Get your own autographed CD from First Jason. But I think what everybody wants more than anything is for us to jump right in and bring Ari out and talk about some cool stuff, including Friday the 13th, First Jason's Foul Deeds,
Love
the
you,
Flower City
Patricia.
Butcher. The Flower City Butcher, and all the other cool stuff that we have going on. So without further ado, let's bring him out. This is horror icon and rock star, the original Jason Voorhees, the boy in the lake from Friday the 13th. It's Ari Lehman.
Ari Lehman rhymes with demon, the first Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th, and I can't tell you how deeply grateful I am that you and your entire team are now producing this video for Foul Deeds. You know, Foul Deeds, the lyrics to Foul Deeds. Well, it's just so wonderful because just so wonderful. These lyrics come from the Shakespeare play Hamlet. Okay, and that's what it's all about when Hamlet is contemplating his fate, and he has to be the one to exact revenge, just like little Jason was given the fate from beyond the grave. Hamlet's father rises up from beyond the grave, and he tells Hamlet that he must avenge his death, much like Jason. So it's very exciting. And I think that anytime that we're able to get together and celebrate the works of William Shakespeare, whoever or whomever that really was, it's just an amazing thing. When you look at the way that the ideas are rendered in this play, it's actually one of the most frightening plays of all time. You know, Anthony and Mandy, I've told you about this. It was really when I watched the 1948 version of Hamlet, which stars none other than the great Laurence Olivier as Hamlet, and a very young dashing Laurence Olivier. And but the director of photography is the same as did many of the famous British horror films. For instance, he did City of the Dead, which we call Horror Hotel. Christopher Lee's in that one. It's a great, great story about Elizabeth Selwyn and witches, and it's brilliant. It's done on a soundstage. The entire production is done on a soundstage, and it's absolutely brilliant. Horror Hotel, check that out. But and it's an oldie but a goodie. But anyway, it's the same director of photography who did Hamlet with Olivier. And wow, the angles, the shots, just the architecture, it's very frightening. And just the whole idea of Hamlet, it just struck me as such a great, scary concept that your own father comes from the grave to tell you that you've got to kill your uncle because your uncle, who has now married your mom, actually murdered your father. Oh my God. And the whole play is about Hamlet. Why doesn't he just walk right in the castle and just chop off Claudius's head? Why doesn't he do that? And that's what Hamlet is all about, you know. And you know something that occurred to me, which is kind of crazy, when we said, what if Hamlet was a vampire? Because
Yeah.
there's the moment when Hamlet in the play, he really has the chance to kill Claudius. And he really has the chance because he's bent over, okay? And see, like if he was a vampire, he could just bite him right on the neck, except he's praying to a cross. So maybe it's the cross. Nobody knew it the whole time. He could have killed Claudius, but the cross is what really stopped him. Of course, Claudius immediately reveals to the audience that he wasn't praying at all, that indeed his damned soul, he feels, is just covered in blood for his deed most foul, the worst thing that you could do, which is to kill your brother, just like Cain and Abel. Oh my God. And he says none of his prayers he couldn't pray at all. So really Hamlet could have just whacked him right there.
Yeah, I'm super excited to start filming this. So we're looking at the first week of March. We're going to start filming Foul Deeds. We have
That'll
some
have to
cool
be in the
locations.
weekdays because that weekend we have a show. Or maybe we start the weekend prior. I'm not worried about dates. I know we can do it. The weekend prior into that week. We've got that whole week though.
Right. So we're looking at it.
Rochester, New York, people. Get yourselves to Rochester, New York.
Ari's been
Rochester, New
spending a
York.
lot of time here.
First Jason, Ari Lehman, the original Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th. This is not a gimmick. This is the real deal. Horror icon and legend from the very first Friday the 13th movie, my personal favorite movie. You know what I think sets the original apart from the rest of them is that the first movie is really about a grieving parent that loses their child. And I think that there's a certain human connection there that's sort of lost with some of the other entries. But I think at the heart of First Jason, that's really what First Jason's about too. It's about having these special connections with people. And this is another chance for you guys to get involved with First Jason and Ari Lehman.
How
And
many metal bands ask you to be in their video? It doesn't happen very much out there, especially now with this whole crazy world of AI videos and everything. Boo. I think that, there's a lot of bands that I admire very much. For instance, Ice Nine Kills and Avatar. Both of those great singers have a way of reaching out to people and really including them in everything they do. Spencer Charnas is a genius at welcoming everyone to what they do. And I'm by doing this together with you, I think that we're doing that, you know, in our own way, on our own scale, because we can do that, and we have just the right, let's say, fan base that will make this work. And you know, as I said to you earlier too, and I'll say to the fans that if we can all cooperate and come together and make this into a, a Shakespearean metal horror video, which is going to be wonderful, well, then I will. Let's just do another one. You know, we've got 7 songs on this album. They all need videos. So, you know, this way we start a process together. We can work together as an ensemble, working together with Anthony and Mandy to make music videos. Let's do it.
Absolutely. I love what Ari said about this being sort of a unique opportunity, because he's right. This doesn't happen. I don't know of anybody. I don't know of anybody that's doing this at all, let alone somebody with the sort of status that Ari has, being a horror icon. You know, he's Jason. It's Jason Voorhees and Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers. Those are the big ones. And this is the original Jason Voorhees here. And he's created this opportunity for the fans to be a part of his world, to come in and to be a part of his art.
Interject right there. It's always
Sure.
so nice how you call me icon and all that. But what I want to say is that what is an icon? An icon is because the fans, because the people, like a character that becomes mythology, okay, like Paul Bunyan, okay, or Uncle Sam, or you know, these characters from our collective legends that, of course, have maybe they started out as reality. You know, John Henry was a little baby. You know, like all these songs and wonderful things. And I think that Jason Voorhees has very much become a part of American folklore and worldwide mythology. And no matter what happens, we can always play with those kind of archetypes and have fun with that. And who knows what? I mean, yeah, what if Hamlet was a vampire? But what if Shakespeare got hired to write the next Friday the 13th? Oh.
Absolutely. Lots of people here in the comments are excited to see Ari tonight. We're talking about
Friday the 13th.
He's still laughing.
We're here with Ari Lehman talking about First Jason. Their brand new album from CDN Records is out right now. It's called Into the Fray. We're working on a music video with him in March for the song Foul Deeds. So we're here talking about Foul Deeds, the Flower City Butcher, Friday the 13th, and more. Let me ask you a question, Ari, a fun question. So I found out that your favorite movie is Star Wars, because your dad took you to see Star Wars when you were little. So what would happen? Who would win in a fight between Darth Vader and Jason Voorhees?
Oh, that's a good question. My gosh. Huh. That's a good one. You know, I've thought about Godzilla versus Jason. And of course, Godzilla would just eat Jason, but then Jason would hack his way out of Godzilla. But it's hard to, wow. Does Darth Vader have the Death Star? Or is it just Darth Vader mano a mano?
I think it's just one-on-one, no Death Star.
Well, I don't think that Darth Vader, I mean, Darth Vader's not, it's not like he's really fast. And Jason isn't very fast. They're both kind of brutal. And you know, Jason is rather fit, but I've noticed Darth Vader seems to have some sort of respiratory disorder. He's always.
It's true. Yeah.
You know, he's he has some kind of breathing apparatus, right?
Right.
So I don't know. Maybe Jason would win, I think, but it would be great. It would be great sound effects. It would be like, you know,
I
they
think
both have
Jason would
similar
win.
sounds.
Can I tell you why I think Jason would win? You know, Darth Vader, spoiler alert, Darth Vader dies in Return of the Jedi, but Jason never dies.
Hello. Thank you. You can kill him, but he's just coming back. Well,
So
yeah, it was
Harry,
a wonderful dad thing to do. And that my father, it was right around my birthday when they released Star Wars, like the first freaking Star Wars. And he brought me to see Star Wars in Times Square, New York City, because, you know, he worked on 49th Street or 47th Street, 49th Street. And so, you know, I met him and we went to the theater and there was this long line going around the theater. But my dad said, "Oh, come with me." And we went to the box office and he said, blah, blah, blah. And they had our tickets already. And we looked at everyone and they all looked and said, "Oh," because my dad worked close to the theater. He had gone and reserved seats. So we walked in, and when I saw those words, just going, "Oh my gosh." But I saw Star Wars 9 times in the movie theater. Not that day, though. And did you know that there's going to be a Star Wars horror TV series?
I'd like to see it.
They just announced it yesterday. They
That's
just announced it. I think it's based on The Mandalorian or something, but there is
Okay.
going to be a horror. Yeah, Lucasfilms has announced. I'm pretty sure it's going to be like a TV series.
Awesome. Ari, I think we have the drummer from First Jason here. I think this is Crumpy, and he says he wants to do the Machete Mambo. Machete Mambo is one of the tracks from
Crumpy,
First
what's
Jason.
up, man? Crumpy. Nobody
And
can do Machete Mambo like Crumpy, man. He's the best. He is the best. You
Crumpy
know.
also did all the cool artwork for this, right?
Oh my gosh, the artwork I'm wearing on my very person is by Crumpy, and all the artwork that you've been showing all the time. And I think that people should really get hip to this because when you get this CD, not only is it an amazing collaboration between First Jason and Harry Manfredini, the soundtrack composer of Friday the 13th, but each song has a dedicated original artwork panel done by Crumpy, and it's just so much fun. They're just so much fun. I love the way that he did the cover, which is like a mass melee of Jason defeating a army of demons. And so Crumpy's artwork is fantastic. He's super imaginative and just does everything by hand, by the way. No AI, no digital, everything by hand. He sits there in the van and draws. And when we're at conventions and everything, and in fact, Crumpy just improved my life even more because he did a special painting of demons and Jason that's going on my guitar. So from now
Cool.
on, from this day forward, my guitar will be a Crumpy guitar.
Nice. So this is actually, I was corrected. This is Crumpy's brother.
Oh, of course. The super collector. This guy has more of the most rare collectible items that you could possibly imagine in the world. And wait a second. Hold on. Look, he created this too. Look. You see that, bro? created
Oh
this.
wow.
Do you see that? Is that nuts? Yeah. It's just a whole diorama. There you go. That's Grumpy's brother did that. It's a very creative
Dance into the
family.
phone.
The Crump.
Awesome. Man, they do good work.
Yes.
So Ari, you're also in our upcoming feature film. It's a psychological slasher film called The Flower City Butcher. It's starring
Yep.
horror icon Ari Lehman and award-winning actor Christian Bester from Law and Order SVU and FBI Most Wanted. We
Yeah,
got
he's
to
a
film
good
some
actor.
awesome scenes
Yeah.
with Ari in at the end of August. We actually have one of the other stars here, Michaela Lecoq. She's here. She's the lead actress in the film. We just filmed with her just a few
Fantastic.
months ago. So
Oh,
there she is.
that's
We
great.
actually have, thanks to Ari, we actually have an exclusive first look at the Flower City Butcher today that we're going to show the fans. So Ari, before we show this,
Yeah.
is there anything that you can tell the fans about the movie, your experience with the movie, or something about your character?
Oh, I loved it. I felt that it reminded me of Stephen King's Needful Things. But of course, the character isn't the same as that character precisely. But I liked playing it with that eccentric, like the lines, all of his lines. I love the lines. Whoever wrote the lines, was
No,
that
it's
you
me.
guys?
We say it every time, Ari.
You.
Me
Well,
and you wrote
yeah,
them.
I wrote the movie.
No, I love those lines, man, because it's very enigmatic. Everything he says. So I really played up on that, which is very similar to the Stephen King, the dialogue of the character who runs the shop in Needful Things. Except, well, this is different, but I don't want to tell the whole story. But the other thing, and the shop that we shot it in was just absolutely perfect, and just amazing location. And then, so you said action and sent. We started in, and it was a scene where the actor, and he's like, his face is right there, and I was like, oh, this guy can act. Like
Kristen.
he's
Yeah.
he's got some chops, and I dug what he was doing. So then that enhanced the whole vibe. So he picked up on what I was doing. So it was like, when you're in a good environment of actors where it's like tennis. You hit the ball and they hit it back, and you hit the ball and they hit it back, and put a spin on it and put that on it. Whoop whoop. Yeah. So I thought he played very well. Good
So
game.
those scenes were with Christian Bester. He's a super talented actor. We loved working with him. And actually, we have some stuff here. Thanks to Ari Lehman, the boy in the lake. We got a cool exclusive first look at the Flower City Butcher. What do you guys say we show it to everybody?
I want to see it.
All right, let's check it out.
Yeah, let's check it out.
I'm watching. Are we going to see it on our screens or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Here we go.
Aha.
This mask doesn't hide you. It reveals who you really are.
Whoa. That looks great, guys. I'm impressed. I think that looks great.
Thanks. So that's just our first look. We'll have an official trailer coming down the road more. The brand new Kickstarter campaign. We don't do Indiegogo anymore. I keep messing that up. Kickstarter is going to go live on Friday, February 6th. Thank God it's Friday. So we're going to use that money from that campaign to go back and finish filming the movie. This will be everyone's last chance to get involved. You guys can come be a part of the project, get your names in the credits alongside Ari Lehman and Christian Besser and Michaela Lococo. And it's,
Lecoq.
you know, we have like Michaela Lecoq, sorry. And then
Yeah.
yeah, and we have high hopes for it. Everybody's excited for the project. We think the footage is good. It's going to take a while to edit.
I like
And
the music too. So it was good. The edit, it was good.
thank you.
That was my first
Two
look,
thumbs
everybody,
up.
also.
Thank you guys. All right, so here is an onslaught of comments coming in. Christian and Ari are perfect together.
Oh, jeez.
AJ says, sounds like a fun project. They're saying, yay, hell yeah, looks like a good movie. Song rocks, looks awesome, looks so good. Chills, seriously. Wow, that was amazing. I'm a very hard person to scare, but damn, that looked good.
Wow.
Ah, that was so good. DJ Lady Viper. So
Wow.
again, yeah,
Yeah.
the brand new campaign for that goes live Friday, February 6th. We want lots and lots of amazing people to come be a part of that one. We'll have a bunch of different things to offer. But tonight is all about First Jason's Foul Deeds. The brand new Kickstarter for that campaign went live on the 1st. We've already reached our original goal, and we've extended that out. So now we're heading towards a stretch goal. So the music video is definitely going to be made. Everything is looking great behind the scenes, and there are still a lot of opportunities to get involved. This
There
isn't
are a lot
just
of opportunities.
we keep calling it a music
what I
video, but
said.
it's a lot more than that. It's not just a
Yeah.
music video. It's a cult horror event where you can come be a part of this. You can meet Ari Lehman in person. He's doing autographed CDs.
I want to jump in and say
Yeah.
specifically, this is a way to get in touch with one of the greatest writers of all time. Arguably, some people say Shakespeare was, in fact, a group of writers. The word of foul deeds, okay? Oh, cursed spite that I was born to set it right, loosed out of hell to speak of horrors. I mean, the word horrors is in the play. The undiscovered country from which no traveler returns puzzles the will. He's talking about death. The undiscovered country from which no traveler returns puzzles the will. These are the lyrics to the song Foul Deeds. I took the juiciest, scariest lines from Hamlet. And you've got to remember, Hamlet begins with a ghost, his father's ghost, okay? Then there is murder. There is an accidental murder. Hamlet accidentally murders Polonius. He thinks that he's going to kill the king, and and just before that, he's almost abused his own mother, which is frightening. And and before he does something wrong, his father's ghost appears again and says, "Don't do that." And then he kills Polonius. So there's murder. Okay. And then Ophelia, his girlfriend commits suicide because, I don't know, he accidentally killed her father. I mean, it's just insane. And then the final scene, everybody dies. Everybody dies in the final scene because there's poison on the sword and poison, poison, poison. And Claudius lifts up the cup and says, he puts the poison pearl in there. We got to do that part. That's really good. Yeah. So everyone dies.
So imagine that we're doing that music video, but with a vampiric twist to it.
Yeah, that's my favorite part with signing up to do this music video and everything is the fact that it is Shakespeare's Hamlet, and then we're gonna put that the vampiric twist on it and everything. I'm like, everybody's gonna be vampires. Let's make them all vampires.
Yeah, maybe Denmark is really just a vampire country in this case. You know, like I said, with the scene where he can't kill Claudius because of the cross, but you know, there's other things. There's all kinds of things, like why, maybe that's why he doesn't really commit to Ophelia, because he's afraid that he's just going to, you know, make her into a vampire. I don't know. There's a lot of angles that you could have with it, for sure. You know, and you know
that's pretty
what?
Cool.
As Guillermo del Toro has taught us, the more nebulous you get, and the more way out and crazy, the more gothic it is. You know, like they weren't really into defining things. It just had to have emotion. It just had to be, I don't know, pathos, you know.
Absolutely. So I'm super excited to start working on it. And then after this, we're going to do more. We're doing Kill Count 0 next.
There you go. I'm in. This is what I'm trying to say. I want to say this to everybody. Let's work together, get this first one done this spring, and then we'll do Kill Count 0 in the summer. You know,
he told me that I could choose the song to and everything. So when I picked that one, he goes, you don't want to pick this Kill Count 0? I was like, no, we're gonna do Foul Deeds. And he's like,
I like Foul Deeds
what about
too.
You like Foul Deeds, but he kept pushing the other one. He's like, what about this one? What about this one? That was definitely his favorite on the album.
Yeah. Gosh, guys. Well, I will say this, that the Into the Fray album is a wide array of different kind of sounding songs. You know, Into the Fray is a straight on heavy metal tune. And Foul Deeds is like a heavy metal song for real. You know, it's like the melody for that is something, because I was trying to kind of simplify it, and Rob Ruccia, who's the engineer and sound man for Nonpoint, and they've been doing amazing. They're opening for Lacuna Coil all over the world. And but he's one of the best at recording vocals. And he sensed that I was playing it safe. And he was like, no, that's not it. That's not the melody. And then I came back the next day. That's what actually happened, now that I remember. I said, now I'm ready. And I went in there, and, you know, it's kind of a twist and turny melody at the beginning there. It's not your typical metal, you know, screamer melody. But, you know, it went great because Rob, he's always good at you know how this is, like when you're filming too. You know, you want to get it on the first or second take. You know, you don't want to do take after take, and then you're just imitating yourself. And, you know, it's not, you know, you want to get that fresh first or second, maybe third take, you know. And we've always done it that way. And this way we got it on the first take because, you know, he sometimes when you're singing, you're a little, you don't want to go out on a limb, you know what I'm saying? Because you're recording into that big microphone. But you got to forget all of that. And I think what ended up happening was that beginning part is murky, and you know, 'tis now the witching hour of night. Uh, you know, when churchyards yawn and hell itself breeds contagion. It's a very twisty, you know. So it's appropriate that that melody went like that. And then when we get to the chorus, foul deeds will rise. You know, I'm just belting it out. You know, that's just
Right.
all half notes, and you know, it's a chant at that point. So I think that it kind of reveals the two levels of Hamlet's indecision. That's really Hamlet's problem. He can't make up his mind. He can't make up his mind to do the deed, which is, but then, you know, which is mankind's problem, you might say. But then he has the in the final scene when um, he's called to the battle, and I love who plays this character in the 1948 version. It's none other than Peter Cushing himself. Peter Cushing, yes, the great Peter Cushing, and he plays a courtier, but he's this fawning, oh, just overly polite, and you know, but he's summoning Hamlet to his death, because Hamlet knows to face Laertes in this, that they're going to cheat and they're going to poison him, and he knows he's going to die, and 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 he just has to say, the readiness is all. He's not afraid. He says, I'm going to do it. The readiness is all, and that's really when you realize Hamlet. It's like a triumph. At that point, it doesn't matter if he dies, because he's ready to face it. And then he does kill the king right in front of everybody.
So this album is definitely, you know, something that horror fans are going to love. You know, of course, if you like Shakespeare, Foul Deeds, it's going to be your song. But horror fans in general, fans of Friday the 13th, Jason Voorhees, are going to love this album.
Yeah, Kill Count Zero is about Jason. You know,
Yeah.
what do we say? He went to New York City. He went to outer space. He loves his mom so much he's got to destroy the human race. But see,
So-
the reason I call it Kill Count Zero on that song is, of course, because little Jason didn't kill him.
So I wanted to just segue for a second, just to have fun for a quick second. So I told you that I had recently watched Manny's Orphans. Manny's Orphans was the first movie you ever did.
Oh,
You're
no.
You're Roger
Oh,
in Manny's
now we've got
Orphans.
the picture.
Huh?
Roger. See, okay. Oh,
So-
no.
Well, my question for you is, if Roger got to hang out with little Jason for a day, what would they do for that day?
Smoke weed the whole time.
They'd smoke weed all day. All right. So if
They were like,
if-
man, we've been through a lot. No, Roger, all that Roger was interested in was girls, and he had a Playboy magazine all the time. And in order to facilitate that, Sean Cunningham had a stack of Playboy magazines on the set, and I think he knew that was the way of keeping all the young actors in the room there.
oh my God.
And we were very quiet. Oh, and I remember the famous Irish actor, Malachi McCourt. Malachi McCourt playing the priest, you know, the preacher. And he comes in, he says, oh, why is it so quiet in here? Huh? You boys shouldn't be looking at those. Oh, you don't think that women have staples in the middle.
So if Roger got to choose his favorite song from Into the Fray, it would have to be Machete Mambo, right?
If Roger, yeah, probably, yeah.
So Ari,
Wow.
if
You
Sean,
know the
if
crazy
Sean,
thing. The crazy
yeah,
thing about Roger is they also wanted to make him kind of like a Porky's character, or kind of like on the Goonies, the Truffle Shuffle
like
guy, Chunk.
Chunk, yeah,
But it was interesting because I wasn't exactly fat. I mean, I wasn't
right.
exactly skinny either, but I was, I was roly poly kid, and but the and the other guys were more athletic than I. I was chose for my for my capabilities of acting, um, and they were chosen because they could really play soccer. I wasn't such a bad soccer player, but the makeup woman objected to that idea because I mean, I don't know if I should say this, but she said, I'll leave it up there. She said somebody asked her to feed me a lot of food and
Okay.
to dress me as if I was fat, to make me look fatter. And there was even a scene in Manny's Orphans where I eat a bunch of donuts. I don't know if you remember this. Like, there's this music is playing, and Roger is looking at a girl, and he starts eating donuts, like, and so, and it was very funny, and I was good at doing it. But then, for some reason, someone directed me to do that scene over and over again, so that I must have eaten like 16 donuts. I mean, I think I spit most of them out because it was kind of like the Cookie Monster. I was like,
You know what's crazy is when I was watching it, I didn't think of Roger as like the fat kind of stereotype kid. I just thought, just one of the kids. I didn't think of him as
yeah.
being any
No,
chubbier
they
than
avoided
anyone
that.
else.
Someone wanted to do that, but it was it was decided not to do that, and it was really the makeup woman who did that, and she was very cool. And she also, like, I was already learning about vegetarianism. I'm a vegan now, et cetera, et cetera. So she wanted to encourage me to be healthy, like not to, So anyway, whatever. And bully for her. I wish I could remember her name, but I can't.
So if Sean came back today and he said, "Let's do a Manny's Orphans remake," do you think that you could do maybe like I could see you as like the bad guy in it, like the mobster, like the guy like you loan out the money and now you're sending out the loan sharks and all that stuff. So the kids would be playing soccer to win the money back from you.
Oh yeah, I'd be the bad guy for sure. I'd be
Kurt
well,
Douglas is here. Has Ari been in more than one Friday the 13th? He's been in some
technically yes.
archival.
They
Yeah.
all parts 1, 2, and 4 use all of the footage from part 1. So they do it as a flashback. So yes, I've been in but it's the same footage of little Jason in the lake. So I don't know if that answers your question, but they reuse the footage of Jason in the lake because Hollywood is very eco-conscious and they want to recycle.
So we have just a little bit more time with Ari. So if anyone out there has any questions, now is a great
Thank you
time to
for
ask.
laughing, Mandy.
You're welcome. He made a joke and you just kept going.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry because I'm multitasking. I'm checking the comments, trying to make sure everything's staying on.
Yeah, I
But
thought you guys would appreciate that joke about recycling. Say,
It's like, geez, Anthony.
production.
sorry guys, I missed the boat on it. I'm sorry.
As wrapping up, I do want to say to everybody out there, it's such an exciting time for horror. You know, you look at all the things that are happening now. And I think that this affords us a unique opportunity to do something together, and have a lot of fun with it. It's, you know, a music video. I love music videos because we could do so much. You know, we could tell a story, but also there can just be like abstract images at one point. You know, you could do so much. You could do something poetic, you could do something narrative, you could do something realistic, it could be abstract, or it could be all of those things, because it's just visuals to evoke the idea of the song. But in this case, wow, I will say to everybody who's coming and is going to be a part of this, that, you know, kind of what you're saying about it being a cult event, you know,
Right.
Hmm.
I would say this would be a cult for the cult of William Shakespeare, for the cult of the Globe Theater, and a cult of realizing how accessible and understandable and fun and just wow, empowering the works of William Shakespeare are, and that, you know, that would be something that I'd be willing to answer any questions that anyone has, or to listen to what you have to say about this amazing play. And you know, we'll even do a little, I don't know, coffee chat all about it as part of this production, because I think that that would take it to the next level, and to make this experience something that you're going to take home, and then you could look at all of the amazing tragedies and the comedies of William Shakespeare and his historical plays, and you appreciate them in a different way, knowing that you participated in a production of something connected to this great writer.
Absolutely.
I wanted to chime in real quick because he was like mentioning all that about the like basically fans of Shakespeare and stuff as well. That's a good thing to point out. It wouldn't just be for people that are fans of horror or fans of Ari's like First Jason. If you think about it, you have your goths that are heavily into Shakespeare. They're into you know, like Edgar Allan Poe and stuff like that. And it's like not to like be stereotypical, but I'm just saying it's like this is something for the people who have the love of the arts. If you're into Shakespeare plays, your poetry, all your famous historical Gothic writers and stuff like that, this is an excellent opportunity to get involved in something that's going to be revolving around them, but also it's going to be unique. This is like a once in
You're
a
right
lifetime thing.
on, man. In fact, the only other time I did a song with words that are not my own, I did a version of Dream Within a Dream by Edgar Allan Poe.
See, and just like that, it's like it's just an awesome like thing for people that are normally not into that kind of music. It's just think of it. This is just a completely different type of theater experience. And
Yeah, and if we can have a nice location
oh,
where
I have some nice ones picked out for you, Ari. Wait until I
everyone
send
looks
everything.
nice, it's just it's a natural thing. Let's work on just getting hair and makeup and costume and everything nice, so everybody looks wonderful. It's going to be so much fun, and I think it could open doors to a whole bunch of fun videos we could make together.
Yeah, because this is like a completely different take. It's like we want to do that small movie. It's like, you know, like a small like intro movie to the video itself.
Yeah.
So we have like a lot planned out for this, and if this turns out to be as big as we believe that it will be, this definitely is like a new way to proceed with the future like music like videos and everything. It's a complete experience.
Yeah, yeah, and then when the video is produced and online, you could show it to your friends. You know, it's like, look, I'm in a freaking music video, and there's your name on the screen, and you know, it'll be so much fun. And in this case, you could do something. I don't know. We're gonna be freaking uh Shakespearean vampires, for goodness sakes. This is
I know.
awesome.
It's like, how awesome is that?
We're
Maybe
gonna
there's a werewolf somewhere lurking behind the curtain there.
For the sake of the future, we had a comment here. He said they should have Ari in the TV series. Ari, do you have any plans for the future that you're allowed to tell us about for anything at all, movie
Well,
wise?
Crystal Lake is gonna be on Peacock, and it's amazing, starring Linda Cardinelli, and it's a prequel. It's supposed to take place prior to little Jason drowning. Apparently, they will be showing little Jason as well as a teenage Jason as well as big Jason. So I'm very intrigued. They've done a lot of stuff. Now, in terms of my being a part of it, I love that everybody is saying that. Now that would have to be something that because I'm technically not a union actor, as it were. So the real way to approach that would be for me to actually audition, etc. I wouldn't expect them to come running to me for any reason, except maybe after the show comes out to say stuff and say how much I love it and stuff like that. But if any sort of overtures like that were made, of course I would respond positively. You know. Um,
I
hey,
want to see
Colin,
Ari.
what's up? Colin's there.
And Beal. Oh my
Hey,
God.
Colin.
The gang's here. We're all hanging out.
I think the fans want to see Ari involved in more stuff, just more horror stuff in general. We want to see Ari in more horror films. He's the original Jason Voorhees. He's the only one. So naturally, people are going to ask about it. It only makes sense to me that they would want to get you involved at some point, in some way, shape, or form.
I
And I think people would be
the
excited to see that.
response to the recent Frankenstein effort that was on Netflix seems to be very positive, and I love that.
Mm.
Being a Mary Shelley fan and just a fan of literature. And I think that, there's really nothing scarier than sitting and reading, I don't know, some great Stephen King or William Faulkner or Edgar Allan Poe late at night when there's no one else around. My God, I think that's scarier than watching even, I don't know, Terrifier with everyone, because everyone's there with you, and it's a different type of social experience. I think this type of literature, it's 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 a solitary journey, and it's something different and something, yes, maybe a little bit challenging, but I think also very rewarding, and that's what horror is really about. It's not just to scare you for no reason. It's to scare you and scare some reason into you, if you will. And all of the greatest horror writers have had a purpose, have had a reason for scaring you. Okay, and I think that that's what drives the greatest horror franchises of all time. Sometimes I personally wish, and that's why I always emphasize about Mama in Friday the 13th. I always try to say, Jason there's more to him than just chasing counselors through the camp. I don't know if that's true, but I try to make it have more meaning by bringing that mama thing into it. And now look, this TV series is doing the same. So I think there's a lot of hope for the future. And one thing I would like to end on is saying that not to underestimate the intelligence of the audience ever. As a matter of fact, I think that we would be better caught overestimating their intelligence. Because you'd be surprised. I meet so many people at these horror conventions who are so knowledgeable about film, about theater, about art. It's incredible. So I say we just keep going in that direction.
Awesome. So I know we only have you for a few more minutes. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. Thank you for doing this for the fans and supporters of First Jason, Friday the 13th, Foul Deeds, the Flower City Butcher. Is there anything that you wanted to talk about that we didn't get a chance to talk about?
Well, I think that what we should talk about is to end on saying how important the audience is and how important the fans are to everything we do, to the music, to the movies. There is no reason to do it without you, wonderful fans. And I also want to remind everybody in these crazy times that the thing that they love about this crazy country the most is our movies, is our rock and roll, it's our sports, it's that's what we do best. So let's focus on that, and we're not going to stop at mediocrity. We're going to keep reaching for excellence, and that's what I encourage everyone out there to do. And Anthony and Mandy are always doing that, challenging themselves and reaching and not stopping. And I really admire you both for doing that. And I'm watching.
Thank you, Ari.
Thank you, Ari.
Thank you. Well, guys, this has been great. Ari, thank you so much for being on with us tonight. Thank you so much for all that you do for the fans, for us, and for everybody
not a
else that you
ham.
come into contact with. Don't tell any guys if you're watching out there. Don't tell anyone. But Jason Voorhees is actually a nice guy.
Don't tell anyone.
All right, Ari, we are gonna let you go for now. But these
Video,
guys,
everybody. Get
these
in on
guys
it.
can catch back up with you on the set of Foul Deeds. We're going to be filming here
Yeah.
shortly. Get involved through the Kickstarter campaign today. We can't wait to work with everybody. Like Ari said, we can't do it without you guys. So thank you to
Excellent.
Ari, and thank
See
you to all the
on
fans.
set, my friends.
Thank you, Ari.
You
Oh,
just cut him off.
Jason never dies. There he is.
Jason never dies.
There he is.
Good night, Ari.
I almost cut him off, but I can't because Jason never dies. It came back. Did you see that? How cool was that? Horror icon Ari Lehman from Friday the 13th. It's not a gimmick. He is the original Jason Voorhees, the boy in the lake, the one that started the whole thing. His brand new album is called Into the Fray. It's been made by CDN Records. We're going to be working on the music video for Foul Deeds with them coming up soon. The Kickstarter campaign is live right now. We have people joining every day. You guys can get involved right now today. Get your name featured in the credits. If you can come to set, come to set. You're not gonna want to miss out on being a part of the epic video, getting to meet Ari, getting to spend time with him. He's so great with fans. He talked about the fans a lot, and he's one of the best people with the fans. I think we've seen him interact with the Friday the 13th and Jason Voorhees fans. He takes his time to talk to everybody. He's approachable. You never. Sometimes you don't know what to expect, but with this one, it's actually, he's one of the good ones. He's one of the ones that you want to meet in person and get on your team. We've had a great working relationship and professional and personal relationship with him. It's been great. I tell everybody, he's my fairy godparent. I say Cinderella has fairy godparents, and so do I. It's just mine just happens to be Jason Voorhees. Yeah, he's a great guy. He's done a lot for us. I can't say enough good things about him. With our journey, there have been like a handful of things that really, if it wasn't there, then things would have sucked for me. Having Mandy there is great. Being able to get my hands on a camera was helpful. And Christian Bester, of course, but then Ari Lehman. So without any of those things, I think that the entire experience for me up to this point would have really sucked. And it's been amazing thanks to those guys. So I do everything I can to help support. And, whenever I have something good going on in life, I always try to include as many of you as possible. I don't disappear like a lot of people do. And right now, I have something great going on in life. We have these movies starring some amazing actors. Things are looking up for us, and we want you all to be a part of it. So we try our best to create as many opportunities as possible for the actors, podcasters, models, graphic designers, musicians, authors, and so forth. So don't miss out on this. It's going to be a fun time. We're looking forward to filming with everybody. Mandy, is there anything you wanted to say?
Yeah, I just wanted to go over the fact that the music video, because it is it's a heavy metal type horror punk type music genre. So the thing is, it's like you don't have to be that type of into that type of music, or you don't have to be a horror fan to get involved with this project. If you're somebody who really appreciates Shakespearean work, which I was somebody that was always into that stuff. My mom would always buy me like all the new books and everything that they would come out with and everything to honor all of Shakespeare's work and stuff like that. So if you are that type of person like me, if you love it, that's what got me so excited about doing this as well, was the fact that it was Hamlet, and we have a chance to do something really cool and our own with it, put our own twist on it. It's like it's not every day that you're like, hey, let's turn Hamlet into a vampire music video. It's like that's amazing. It's like that's something that's going to be once in a lifetime. Jump in on it and join us, because I don't. It's like you're going to be able to dress up in Shakespearean the whole era. It's like you're going to get the clothing and stuff like that, the hair, makeup. It's going to be a really great time. And who knows, because I was kind of like throwing it out there, but I think a werewolf in this would be really cool. Let's get a werewolf. Who wants to be a werewolf walking through the cemetery
Well, one more
in a
thing I want to mention
castle?
again before we let these guys go. The brand new Kickstarter campaign for the Flower City Butcher goes live Friday, February the 6th. It stars Ari Lehman, Christian Bester, Michaela Lecoq, and we have high hopes for it, man. The footage is looking good. The general reception seems to be pretty positive. If you guys are looking for a great project to get involved with, if you're an actor, and if you're somewhat normal, if you, you can just if you want a project to get involved with, this is a great opportunity for you to get involved. We have all kinds of acting opportunities that'll be available through the campaign once it goes live on the 6th. You can get producer credits and more. This will be your last chance to get that stuff. So make sure you set your a reminder, put it on your calendar, whatever you have to do, and hopefully you guys jump in for that one too. And that is a full length feature film.
Yes, it is. It's a full length featured film
All right.
starring
Well,
Christian Bester.
thank you guys for watching. We had a blast. And I don't know, we'll see you next time.
See you next time, everybody.
Bye, everybody.